Do-do-do-do-do. Don't know the lyrics of a song, so I can't sing along. And it's the first time I'm hearing it, so I can't really pretend to sing along with it. But god damn it, it slaps. Anywho, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is DB333, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. Kaiserreich. Now, last time we hopped into Hearts of Iron 4, we went in as... well, technically, I had both running at the same time. So, we hopped into the New Order, Don't Surf. We played as the Union of South Africa. Try to smooth things over with VNC. Move to gradual introduction of the, or in general inclusion of the African majority into South Africa, and then the Civil War broke out, which we won. And then we played as the Reich Commissariat, Central Africa, where we just hunted and memed around, and I almost threw myself out of a fucking window over a goddamn fucking African deer. But that's besides the point. For those of you who are curious right now, because I'm streaming right now. Someone just joined in. I don't know if you're staying or watching or whatever. I'm recording this right now. And if you're watching at home, I'm streaming this. Not right now, but... like, not at this very moment, more than likely. Unless I am streaming while you're watching this, but you know what I mean. So, yeah. I think the Twitch should be in the link below if you want to catch up with this, watch it as it goes on. But anyway, it's been a while since I uploaded, and or since I recorded or streamed for that matter. And America's lit on fucking fire since the last time we fucking hopped in. I mean, there's been a lot of jokes about this year just not being very good. We started off with, what, we had Corona, Orange Man almost went to war with Iran, because we killed their fucking general, which I think a lot of people just forgot about, because unless you, like, bring up, oh yeah, we almost went to war with Iran, World War III almost broke out, and that's not the craziest shit that happened this year, somehow. We had, what? We had earthquakes in Croatia and Salt Lake. We have a bunch of other shit happening. An election going on in the States, which is never good, usually. At least in the 2 elections that I've been paying attention. How the hell did you get thrown out of a window? I did not get thrown out. What is that? I'm guessing you're in the stream, Cassie. If so, hello, how are ya? But yeah, the world is on fire. America's on fire. The world is on fire. Holy crap. Just, not a good time. So in that spirit, I figured it's time to hop back into the good old US of A. And, partake in the Second American Civil War. There's already going to be a civil war in America, so we might as well hop in and get ahead of it. Let's see. What's up? I'm gonna ask her to type in Twitch chat because she stopped just talking with. Alright, here we go. 0.12.2. Oh, so I have a series somewhere on my channel where I played as the US of A. We did farmer labor, well, the unified American part where the Republicans and Democrats unite under a ticket, get Floyd Olson in, and then do the election. Oh shit! Yes, it does exist. Welcome to chat. And we averted a civil war, and just kind of we didn't really do too much with it. Honestly, that series kind of petered out, and I didn't do too much with it. And since that, a bunch of updates happened. So two big things happened. One, you actually can't avoid the civil war anymore, which I think is kind of dumb, but at the same time I understand why they did it, coding and shit. And two, Canada actually does shit now. So we'll have to wait and see what Canadian intervention is going to do. So I guess we gotta go tech, this shit, and that shit, and that shit. There we go. And then we have the War Department expansion. The U.S. Navy back in business. Victory in the Civil War. The old order prevails. And reintroducing the Garner-Wagner bill. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we got legation. We have to deal with the Great Depression. Let's look at what we got real quick. We got Hoover as a president. Indecisive, a former U.S. Secretary of Commerce and now the current President of the United States, Herbert Hoover has solidified his position as one of the most hated men in American history. Despite only making the Great Depression worse during his first term, Hoover was elected through the House of Representatives in 1932. Goddamn, stay still, mouse. Causing widespread outrage. It's a sad reality for the president. Any and all of his attempts for restoring the economy fail. And his tries to calm the situation only make it worse, and even his own party is turning away from him. Sounds kind of familiar. The president, being a hated man, technically didn't win through the will of the people. His own party's starting to hate him. The economy's going to shit. Oh, this is uncomfortable, honestly. How familiar it is. And then we have the Great Depression, of course. Since the collapse of the New York stock market in 1925, the U.S. has been gripped by the Great Depression. In addition to massive economic woes plaguing America from this never-ending crisis, the Great Depression has given energy to both Long and Reed as they campaign against one another in the establishment. And then we have a political crisis. The U.S. is in crisis. The Great Depression, which has been ravaging our nation for over a decade, has still not let up. Popular desperation has allowed the far-left Socialist Party of America and the far-right America First Party to gain strength in recent years. Others look to MacArthur and the Army as a way to solve both the Depression and radicalization. Many worry that the United States could descend into civil war should our current situation not soon be resolved, or as a radical presidential candidate winning in the upcoming 1936 election. Whew. So starting off, there's a couple ways we can technically go. We have well, we gotta start off with this. Originally vetoed in 1932, the economic situation in America has deteriorated to the point where unemployment relief efforts are seen as the only way to prevent widespread collapse. President Hoover has indicated to the Democrats in Congress that with this time he will not veto the Garner-Wagner relief bill. Let's hope. How you doing, by the way, Cassie? How you holding up? So there are a couple ways we can go because we have elections in November coming up. So we can either go, there's going to be an event that pops up that will unify the Republicans and the Democrats in like a coalition ticket. But there are events that'll happen that might break up that coalition, possibly. And so it'll be Republicans versus Democrats. And in neither case, we still have the Socialist Party of America, led by Jackie Reed, and the America First Party by Huey Long Dong, the man, myth, and legend himself, which if you can't tell, we're probably going to go with Huey. Just because I still remember the old memes back in the day. But that's besides the point. And then from there, we'll see what happens with the Civil War. We'll just nap some. Good. That's good. That's good. You still enjoying your drink, or the side effects of it, I should say. Side effects. So yeah. If we do old order, so neither of you guys are president, we can do some of this depending on what we do. Who we have, Olson, Landon, or Gardner. Or you can do stuff as Reed. Either way, a civil war is going to break out. And then we can also do army stuff, but, you know, what are you going to do? So, we got stuff we got to build, so we're going to be going with the South. We're going to rise again as the South, so we got to prepare them basically for that. So we'll get some infrastructure going. You got some unassigned divisions. We got 4 divisions in the mainland states. We got the Panama Canal garrison. That's about it. We have 5 troops. And then who do we want for army? I guess we'll go Dougie. And then, what else do we got? That was too long ago. Damn. Who do we want to go with? I guess it doesn't matter, because we're not going to do shit with them. We're just waiting for the Civil War. But, yeah. Let's get going. In 1936, the United States of America is gripped by unrelenting crisis. Although able to avoid the horrors of the Weltkrieg, which allowed its prosperity to continue well into the 1920s, German victory in the Weltkrieg, followed by the French and British revolutionaries, led to the Wall Street crash of 1925. This sent the U.S. spiraling into the Great Depression and allowed the Berlin stock market to take its place at the forefront of the world economy. The election of Herbert Hoover in 1928, while initially promising, failed entirely to reverse the decline of the American economy, and by 1936, the country had spent over a decade in the midst of a worst financial crisis it had ever seen. This fueled the rise of radical parties in America, from the far-left Socialist Party of America to the far-right America First Party. Hoover's contentious re-election by means of the House of Reps in 1932 and the ongoing Great Depression means that these problems are unlikely to be resolved anytime soon. Many throughout the country fear the upheaval that would result should one of the more extreme parties come to power, or should the Depression continue unabated. God bless America. God knows we're gonna need it. So yeah, we're gonna introduce the Garner-Wagner bill. The American, if we don't do anything, or if we fail to, it looks like the America First Party and the Socialist Party is going to get a lot of influence. Well, I don't know how exactly they dictate that, but we'll see. With assurances made by President Hoover that, unlike in 1932, this time he will not veto the bill, Democratic Senator Robert Wagner and Speaker of the House John Nance Gardner have reintroduced their unemployment relief legislation package. Many in Congress feel that the package does not go nearly far enough, while others wonder how, in the midst of a massive economic crisis, will possibly ever pay for it. The presence of senators from the AFP and the SBA also complicates things immensely. Even with Hoover's pledge, it's unknown if Garner-Wagner has a real pass of chancing. Well, I guess we'll see. I don't want to change the days, turn the day-night cycle on. Kornilov storms Moscow. Something else popped up, but I didn't get a chance to see what happened. Voting rights. We're getting some actual bonuses, which is nice. Well, our economy has gone to shit, but hopefully there's not going to be anything that makes it worse. No event that happens on Monday. A dark day. A black day, if you will. As expected, the early challenges to the Garner-Wagner bill have come from the AFP and the SBA. Huey Long and his AFP senators have demanded a vast increase in social security provisions the bill provides, provisions most other senators say America can never afford. Jack Reed and the SBA, meanwhile, say the bill doesn't do enough to protect the average worker, particularly from exploitation by struggling corporations. Both parties have attracted a lot of media attention, adding to the general sense of disorder and tension in Congress. Interesting. Well, at least Congress is still going on. We don't even have that going on. But you know what? What are you gonna do? Complain about it? I mean, I'm still probably gonna complain about it, but it's not gonna do much ultimately. You got Eddie in Canada. We'll see what happens there. Senators break ranks. After weeks of negotiation, a number of senators have broken ranks over the becoming vote of a Garner-Wagner bill. Most notably, Robert Wagner, one of the bill's proposers, who says he will not vote for a bill unless protections for federal unemployment insurance are re-added. Many other Democrats and Republicans are concerned about the influence of the AFP and SPA, and claim they will not vote for the bill if any concessions are made to either group, though others say that not courting either the AFP or the SPA will make passage difficult, if not impossible. President Hoover will need to intervene to save the bill. We'll go with the AFP, I guess. I'm trying to make this crash and burn, just because I want to see what's going to happen. I'll make things worse, which will help for, Yep, recent days have resulted in compromise between many establishment senators and the AFP, with numerous extra provisions included for farm relief and unemployment protection, though nowhere near as far as the AFP originally demanded. Even so, Huey Long has declared this a victory and is riding high on recent polls. Both Jack Reed's SPA and a number of Republican senators have declared this a betrayal of the American public, however, and have vowed to sink the Garner-Wagner bill when the vote comes. Well, we've done what we can. We're helping Huey win. I mean, we're helping America out the best we can. There's Black Monday. Despite the political turmoil and ineffectual economic relief programs, it seemed to many as if the economy of the U.S. might finally be undergoing a slow recovery after the Wall Street crash of 1925. Black Monday has already put an end to such hopes and has sounded the death knell of an already ailing economy. Republicans and Democrats have both pledged to fix the economy should they win the election, though the public confidence in them is rapidly waning. Both Reed and Long have railed hard against the corrupt banking and political sectors, which they blame for allowing the crash to happen. This is not our year. Oh, you have no idea. I named coalition ticket of the 1936 election is looking to be one of the most contentious in American history. Many politicians within the upper circle of Republican and Democratic parties fear that a victory by the Socialist Party or the American First Party would mean the end of America and the American way of life. In order to avoid this, a plan has been proposed within the halls of power to form a coalition ticket between the Republicans and Democratic parties, with Progressive Senator Floyd Olson of Minnesota as a presidential candidate. This plan is unlikely to be popular with lower-ranking members of the parties, but may be the only thing that can prevent the radical parties from gaining strength. Well, a coalition if you can keep it, which we won't be able to. My bet. See, so Republicans and Democrats and Progressive all merged into one party. So see, shit is happening. As America spirals even deeper into chaos. There's been a wave of crime throughout the country. Many of these criminals are getting sensationalist stories about their activities, especially gangsters like John Dillinger and the scandalous Bonnie and Clyde. Thankfully, the Bureau of Investigation has been working hard to catch these criminals and bring some order back to America. Of course, the AFP and SPA have begun attributing these crimes to Mortal Klein and robber baronies, respectively. Stop right there, criminal scum. We got boats. I guess convoys work. The USS Phelps? Cole Phelps, perhaps? I don't know. So, League provinces, da-da-da. Marshall Wu back China. Oh! There we go. After an incredibly close vote in Congress, the Garner-Wagner bill has failed to pass. While several groups are declaring personal victory, protests have broken out in various parts of the country. There will be no relief for the American worker, and many have declared the government to be corrupt and dysfunctional. There will be considerable time to blame. But for the moment, the Hoover government concerns must turn to the growing violence throughout American cities, violence which is expected to only worsen in the months leading up to the elections. All of that for nothing. America First Party greatly gains political power, and the Social Party of America greatly gains political power. The bill has failed. You know what? I think we need to piss off Canada. That'll make things better. The United Kingdom incurred an enormous war debt to us during the Weltkrieg. That debt has been inherited by Canada. While it's unlikely Canada could repay it right now, demanding payment will appease isolationists in Congress, whom we believe will join the political fringe if not appeased. Well, it's worth a shot. It's not going to work, I can tell you that already, but god damn it. Oh, a group of nationalists, the Auténtico movement, has overthrown the Cuban government after weeks of strikes and protests by social sympathizers to stabilize the old regime. While they have yet to move against our interests in Cuba, their rhetoric is firmly anti-American. Well, that's not good. Japanese groups, garrison Tianjin, okay. Oh goodness, why? Paramilitary militias are forming. With violence and instability sweeping the country, the AFP and SBA have begun to form various paramilitary militias. What the fuck was that? Someone was fucking speeding near my road. On my road, goddamn. The AFP, you have been calling their groups the Minutemen, while the SBA's the Red Guard. Seen patrolling their strongholds and party rallies, these well-armed and equipped paramilitary units have already engaged in scattered, though extremely violent conflicts. We believe the paramilitaries are modifying civilian firearms, and the FBI's attempts to seize weapon stockpiles are too slow to stop gun runners. This could turn very bad. Very, very fast. This isn't good. We have negative 28 stability. Holy shit. Oh god. This is fucking rough. Well, it could be worse. There could be a virus coming out of China right now. That could be... things could be way fucking worse right now. The death of the Pope. The Pope could die this year. That would make things worse. Fuck, where is it? Had to knock on wood real quick. We cannot. Okay. Oh, Jesus. While there have been a number of lawmakers from the America First Party in its brief life, particularly in the South, the 1936 election represents an unprecedented number of people registering to run for office under the banner of AFP, and just as many, if not more nationwide, pledging to vote for them. They're gaining power. Join. And then we got the St. Patrick's Day. A flood. Sorry, I'm a little texting. People are messaging me. I have to text them. On March 16th, 1936, warmer than usual temperatures led to the melting of large amounts of snow and ice on the upper Allegheny and I can't pronounce this shit. What the fuck? Monongahela rivers. The rivers and their tributaries had already overflowed the banks and were soon threatening the city of Pittsburgh. On March 17, 1936, the waters reached a flood stage of 25 feet. Then overnight, heavy rain caused the water to rise even higher. On March 18th, the water peaked at about 46 feet, 21 feet above the flood stage. This is the worst disaster in the city's history, and local authorities have already requested federal aid. Look. Okay, Pittsburgh is underwater. Economic depression. You know, things can be worse this year. You know what? I think... Yeah, we'll help them out. We have no resources to help them with, but we'll try to help them out, you know? You got some, electronic mechanical engineering. Mechanical computing. Let's get that going. How's our building coming along? It'll be done in this will be done in October. So we'll have at least another civilian factory built. New Pope. A new Pope. We got that going. Which one is that again? I don't remember. Othden Pope. Okay. Up. As was feared, the new Cuban nationalist government has violently seized control of plantations and other businesses owned by our citizens and Cubans friendly to our interests. Obviously, we must respond to such a slight, but to what extent? We gotta embargo and support opposition. True American way. We're demanding... Huh. The Canadian government has responded to the demand with a flat refusal. The debt, they say, was never meant to be repaid until the home islands were retaken, as most was incurred by the United Kingdom, a government which is now in exile. Even so, their refusal has done its job and fired up the isolationist elements of the American government. President Hoover's government has the support it needs at the cost of relations with the Canadians. So be it. What are they gonna do? Toss maple syrup on us? They're not gonna do shit. Huh. What are we gonna do now? Let's not worry about the Navy or the Army or anything, because we want to make sure we have as few bonuses as possible going in to this war, or at least the U.S. has as few bonuses as possible, because we'll have to go against the Feds, or what's left of them. So let's do War Plan White. War Plan White is a military action plan to contend with domestic violence or an insurgency. It's time to dust off the plan and deal directly with the growing violence in America. Whew. Stanley Cup. Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Detroit Red Wings. We'll see what happens. Come on, Detroit. Those fucking Maple Leaf bastards. I can't make fun of their flag having a leaf because we don't have the flag yet. So I gotta make fun of their emo fucking king. Autocratic tendencies? What a nerd. Well, we'll win There's not gonna be a Detroit team next year. But, you know, we'll keep telling ourselves that. How about that? Who's messaging me? More SPA members. While there have been a number of lawmakers from the Socialist Party of America in the past few decades, especially in the Steel Belt, the 1936 election represents an unprecedented number of people registering for office under the banner of the SPA, and just as many, if not more, nationwide pledging to vote for them. And, yep. A leaf! A fucking leaf! Their flag is a fucking leaf!